Hey everyone. So, congratulations. You've successfully made it through what we now see as phase one of the 2020 pandemic. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the changes that we've seen already happening and some of the changes that companies that we work with are making to prepare their business for what comes next. Whether what comes next is an unprecedented era of growth or another wave of pandemic followed by a long-term depression. Those, depending on what media you're reading, those are two potential outcomes of the next few months. So one of the things that I want to talk to everyone about is change that is driven by different factors, because there's certainly a lot of change happening in marketing right now, and nothing drives change like challenge. So 3 areas of change. One, tactically, we see people trying new innovations or perhaps innovations that were new to them a couple of years ago, but they didn't really want to take the time to implement. The risk of deploying resources 2 years ago is a lot different than the risk of deploying resources during a challenging time like today. 2, regulatory changes where literally regulations have changed that have allowed companies to deliver things in a way that they hadn't prior. And 3, market-driven changes. So first, let's talk about technology innovation that is suddenly being adopted. Certainly we see a lot of people adopting new tactics that they didn't consider before. Sometimes it's something very simple. I have a client recently that brought live chat onto their website, something that they had talked about for 2 years and they just never really saw that as something that they wanted to put their time into. Suddenly that became important during a time like this. They implemented chat very quickly using our team, and suddenly found that this is something that 6 weeks later they wonder how they ever existed without it. And certainly their customers are very happy to have that way of connecting with this company. 2, let's talk about change that is regulatory driven. We certainly do a lot of work in healthcare, and one of the things that's been around for a long time is video conferencing or telemedicine. This has been really something that regulation has greatly gotten in the way of, and if there's one thing that a huge pandemic will do like this, it is clear out regulations, and we've seen that happen with the adoption of video conferencing and telemedicine. Don't think that genie's going back in the bottle. So I think that telemedicine is certainly a trend that we're going to see going forward. I think next we'll see that applied across a huge range of professional services. So tele-accounting, tele-lawyering, all these kind of things will be coming out, and innovative companies that are looking for new ways to serve consumers that just want things to be easy. They don't want to have to drive across town. They don't want to have to set aside time to have a meeting with someone when they can do it over the internet. And we'll see lots of industries adopting this, which really means delivery of service over the internet, remotely. And the ability to market that and deliver that seamlessly will be a huge advantage across a wide range of professional services, not just in healthcare. And 3, it really connects into market-driven changes. We also work with a lot of food service delivery companies around the country. And I know a lot of restaurants were quite alarmed at first, and then many of them were quite surprised at how much drive-through or curbside and takeaway business they were actually able to deliver. Many restaurants who maybe were doing 0 curbside or just a few percentage points of sales in takeaway before suddenly have discovered that by offering takeaway they were able to deliver to a huge new audience, and many of them actually saw growth happening in areas of takeaway, and have seen that they can sustain a business with 30, 40, even 50 or 60% of their revenue being takeaway. Many of them expect to keep that percentage going forward as they bring consumers back into their dining rooms. So that's certainly a market-driven change. If you are interested in any of these kinds of things, making a pivot for your business, discovering new ways to adopt marketing, and ways to bring your business onto the internet through both new customer acquisition, but also through delivery of your products and services over the internet. That's certainly something that RSM can help with. And one of the things that we do that's innovative is we offer it as an outsourced marketing department subscription. Really quickly, what that means is flat monthly rate gives you your own marketing director who works with you on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis to develop the strategies of what needs to be sold in your business. How do we connect the marketing with your business? And two, that marketing director then comes back here where we have more than 40 marketing specialists across all different kinds of tactics: video, website, social, content, all these different areas. We can then implement those tactics on behalf of your subscription. This subscription also means that we can change those tactics. You're not locked in. We can change those tactics by day, by week. We can pivot very quickly. And certainly if there's one thing that this pandemic, this disruption has taught a lot of companies is the importance of being able to make a quick pivot is certainly a huge advantage, and many companies were certainly challenged to do that very quickly. That is a huge benefit of working with RSM and having an outsourced marketing department subscription. That's the end of my plug. Have a great day. Take care.